UNC running back Elijah Green has started his own nonprofit called the Mind Over Muscle Foundation, which promotes and helps trying to, bring forward that whole stigma and remove the stigma of mental health in sports.
Can I sign up?
No.
Wow. So much for removing the stigma.
Because I don't know how.
So you just gonna tell me no? So you just gonna tell me no? Like I
ain't leaving me behind.
Wow. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to help myself, and you're denying me. You're denying me my growth. That's crazy.
Then no, because if you're gonna grow, we are growing together. I'm not doing this by myself.
That's crazy.
Because sometimes just talking about it isn't enough. We gotta talk about it and we gotta do it. We're partnered up here. We are friends and we are helping each other out and helping each other grow into better people. And
so you just told me no that I can't. You just told me no, I couldn't sign up.
Not without me.
Wow.
I don't know how to do it. So if I don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. We're just gonna both be over here confused. It's all right.
So we both just gonna go through mental health problems. Is that what you're saying?
That's it. We are broke. This is what it is.
You see this, America. You see this, Canada. You see this, Mexico. Shout out, Mexico. Like you see this. This man gonna sit there, make me suffer in my mental health anguish. Because
fix my healthcare. We'll figure it out.
Did you say fix your healthcare?
Fix my healthcare.
Says the EMT. Wait a minute.
I feel like I have probably some of the best things to say about this.
Sir, comparing your job to my job, who's going through mental health issues more? That's what I thought.
Not even. Because I was going to tell you who I'm not even going to do that.
What are you about to say? Who works at 24?
Not even that. Who see more dead bodies, me or you?
Who can sedate theirs? You or me? You can put you can put yours under. I can't.
If they're dead already, they're already under. There ain't nothing I can do.
It's got to be the darkest episode yet.
Like, this is why mental health is important, people. Because when your mental health is under siege, this is the kind of you get. It just gets dark.
It gets so dark. So sad.
Oh. But yeah, it's almost football season. I'm so ready for it, too, quiet. I'm so ready for football season. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
so ready for football. But back to the topic at hand. So with him starting the program, because he went through it himself. When he got to college, he eventually formed a negative mind space of it's NFL or bust. Like it's NFL or die. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to get to the NFL now that I'm here. And that ended up forcing him to go through a very rough period when it came down to his career as a football player.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'd have games where like he'd feel like the ball's going to come to him. He's more nervous, heart racing, and really got to the point where he was just wishing the ball didn't come to him at all.
Because he's putting so much pressure that he has to be perfect.
Because in his mind, he has to be perfect. He can't mess up. He has to make it to the NFL.
He's not just playing the game.
Right. And then you've seen players after a while end up getting into situations that didn't need to, especially like with Elijah talking about his childhood. He lost his childhood friend, Bryce Pitts, who was more like a brother than him. And as an avid UNC fan, he was among the most excited and supportive of Elijah's college career. I'm going to see his brother, his family, and I'm burying my best friend, carrying his casket a couple of days later. And then I'm back in Chapel Hill because we have a season to prepare for, and I haven't had time to grieve. And you've had that happen. And I've seen some stories, even of professional athletes that have had something deep go on in their life, and they only got given like a day or two to be away from practice to go through whatever the situation was. I think there was one guy that said like his wife had his daughter He was able to go to the birth that night, but he was expected to be back at practice like a day and a half later. That he didn't really get a chance to even bond with his kid.
And that's unfortunate that was really a thing, especially like back in the day like that was really kind of, and it's crazy because I saw a video and it was an overseas basketball tournament. I want to say it was in Spain. And the coach was asking about one player who went back home. I think he came back home to the States in the midst of the playoff for the birth of his kid. And the reporter was like, oh, hey, how do you feel about him going in the middle of the playoffs? And he's like, okay, well, like, what's this? He's like, I mean, this is really important to the team and so on and so forth. He's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, so it's the birth of his kid. That's a major moment. He's like, I'm the one that told him to go. Yeah. Like the coach is like, I told him to go. And he asked the reporter, he's like, do you have kids? He's like, well, no. He's like, all right. He's like, when you have kids, you'll understand. Like that's be able to see the miracle of life. That's one of the most precious things you can do. Deal. And it's a huge thing. He's like, so at the end of the day, this is just a basketball game. It's just a game. These are just stands. The stands will be empty. Everybody will go home, X, Y, and Z. But you know who's going to be at your home? Your family, your kids, your wife, your husband. And in sports, we've seen it get better over the last, I'll say, 15 years in this decade, and teams allowing players to prioritize their families more or bring their families maybe on more road trips or like road trips that are closer, just to at least allow them access more into facilities and really take stuff serious. Like even LeBron being able to go to Bronny and Bryce's AAU games more often. Steph being able to be with his kids. You got Giannis, who's always around his kids. Dame Lillard being around. Carmelo and Kyan Anthony, another good example. The NFL and the NBA, and even in like the NFL and whatnot, you're seeing coaches adapt that culture of making sure that players are taking care of their families. Because how are you going to ask an NFL player to give you everything they got, everything they need, when they could have a sick kid at home? They could have a sick, like their wife is going through her third stage.
Yeah.
Her third stage.
I don't know if you've seen, because I don't know if you've seen the clip or not of Joe Whitworth after the Super Bowl.
No.
So I don't think kids should be a part of post-game celebrations. That's fair. I think I can see. I think depending on the celebration and what kind of post game it was, so I can definitely see that, especially if it was one of those post games where like a lot of people end up on the court or on the field or something afterwards.
I
can see having them off to the side until you get over to them.
I don't agree because there are so many moments where your support system coming back home to your kids, like, because you even told me one day you came home and your son just came up to you and said, "You're doing good, Dada," and it's like that can help rejuvenate a kid, rejuvenate a player, rejuvenate a kid. So I've always thought it was cool, and I always thought it's fun because these are aspects of players' lives. This is who they are. They're a dad first. They're a mom
the press
first.
Conferences either.
I like the press conferences. I like when the kiddos do the press conferences because more times than not, the kids are actually pretty well behaved.
Well, I can see it from the standpoint of you don't want, especially if you weren't really trying to put your kid on camera like that. I can understand not wanting them at the press conferences because now their face is all over the place.
But then again,
I can understand
most people who do that, their kid isn't at the press conference anyways.
What else was I saying? I was going to say, like, but you also got to remember, like, especially if you got your kid even at the game, they're going to take a picture. I mean, you are a little older than us.
You are, but it's just, to me, it's one of those things where the kids are a part of who you are. And the crazier thing is you're in this social media world where it is slightly harder to, if you're a celebrity like that, it's slightly harder to hide your kids. But also people want to know that personal side of you. Like people want to know what you do as a parent, how you help your kids. Like they want to understand, they want to feel, even though you make millions of dollars, hey, I'm still a dad like you. There are many times where athletes, and Kyle Busch used to say this all the time, he was a world famous race car driver. But when he came home to his son and his daughter, he's just dad. That's it. Like that's all they see him as. Like that's not the world famous race car driver. That's not XYZ. He's just dad. And I think a lot of players like that title and are so happy when they get to showcase it. And I like seeing those moments because we've seen a lot of athletes in the past who didn't claim their kids, who didn't want their kids around, who were quote unquote deadbeats. Let's call it.
Well, I think there's a bit of a difference between actively trying to keep your kid out of the press or out of the spotlight compared to I don't claim your kids. Like we're not always like, yeah, we're never gonna praise another Brian McKnight type of person. Because as Brian McKnight is just trash. But like when you have people like we can even take like we can even kind of use Michael Jackson for an example. Michael Jackson as a parent was trying to keep his kids' faces off camera. Like he knew that, yeah, I'm gonna be out with my kids and you're gonna come and you're gonna end up seeing me with my children. But if I can help anything, I would rather make it to where you don't see their face on a regular basis or you're not seeing their whole face. So that way, when you see if they're out in the street by themselves, you're not harassing my kid because you don't recognize who my kid is.
I mean, I can understand that, but
but you're also not wrong when it comes down to like, because me personally, I also like seeing, let's say like the end of Super Bowl celebrations. You see the player and their family and their kids running up, jumping, and being excited together. Now, do they need to be up on stage with you? No. Do they also need to be kind of off to the side, out of harm's way? I can also agree with that.
I don't, because I think they can be up on stage if the organization allows it and the parents are comfortable with it. I think they can be up on the stage because one of the most iconic photos we got in Super Bowl history is Drew Brees holding his daughter, when she had the earmuffs on. At the Super Bowl, they beat the Colts, and she's just reaching for the confetti. Another iconic photo we got Patrick Mahomes with Brittany and they two daughters. You see these photos and you see these moments, and I think that is an awesome photo for your family to have for years to come. If you don't do nothing else in your life, you can have that. And I'm going to go back to Kyle Busch. One of his greatest moments and one of his greatest photos was when he won his first championship, and his post celebration, his son had finally asked, "Dad, can I ride in the car with you around?" He's like, "You know what? Yeah." So they ride and you get a shot like from in the car and everything. And he's holding the championship flag with his dad. And it's like, that's a cool post celebration moment. That's why I'm okay with it. Because to me,
I'm talking about like on the stage. I'm talking about like on the stage during like the trophy presentation.
And I'm still okay with it. That's what I'm including.
Be up there for that.
No, I'm including that.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't think you need to be up there for that part. Now, once the trophy is given, because like during the presentation, that's for the players and the team. Now, the pictures that you have, like you holding your kid while on the field after the game's right over before the presentation, all that. Oh yeah, love those photos. Love seeing y'all together, grouped up, and all that. I'm just saying. I think from a sense of you already have the whole team on this stage. That's what I said. Like I say just moving them out of the way of like the extra crowded bits of stuff. Because the last thing I want to see is your kid, you up there with your kid, somebody bump you wrong. Next thing you see, kid flop out your hand. Now they're looking at you like this guy plays football, catches 300 something passes, but can't hold on to his own child. Come on, I don't
Now,
want you. I don't want that happening.
but then again, how rarely has that happened?
I'm not saying it's going to. I'm not saying
no,
it
but I'm
has
saying
happened.
how rarely has that happened? That's why I say I'm perfectly okay with them up there during the celebration. I'm 1000% up there okay with them because half the time the kiddo may be too young to remember. The other portion of the time, the kiddo is like looking up to their dad and they want to be close to see what their dad got or see what their mom got. And it's like, that's cool. I think honestly, I would say it's an age limit thing for me. I'm more weirded out if I see, I think like the 16, 17, 18-year-old up on the stage with the parent as opposed to like the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old or the 8-year-old. Because it's like, all right, bro, you don't need to be up there with your dad. You can wait till your dad gets down. You know what I mean? And I guess it's just that teenager mentality. Usually y'all are trying to separate from your parents. So there's that. But yeah, I'm always cool with them being in the press conferences. I'm always cool with them. Like one of my favorite press conference moments was when Francisco Lindor, when he was with the Mets and he had his daughter, and she's sitting on his lap during postgame, and she's sitting down. She's like, "Hey, Daddy." And he's like, "Yes, princess." And she's like, "Buck," and she points. And there was like, I guess a groundskeeper or a guy named Buck that works with the team, and she talks to Buck a lot, like in the organization. Like when she's there with her dad, she talks to Buck a lot. And he's like, "Yeah, that is Buck." And so she just gets quiet and she's smiling and waving at him. And he tells all the reporters, he's like, "Yeah, she's a real fan of Buck. They hang out a lot." And so I like those.
Like I don't mind the press conferences because like it's whatever. Because some of the best moments we've seen come from press conferences, but that's a whole different topic to me.
Right.
So running back through this one more time, running back through this a little bit more, because he was talking about like after that all happened, like he didn't have time to process, and he had 3 weeks to get ready for the season. He said, "I was dropping passes again. I was not making plays. I was struggling mentally, and I didn't really understand it because I stopped going to my therapist once I kind of started seeing a lot of the success he was having, which common factor. Like people tend to do that once they feel like, okay, I'm making progress. I don't have to go anymore, so they don't." So he tumbled down the depth charts. Like he broke his thumb on top of that. Lost the starting spot because he just wasn't making plays. And luckily enough, things did turn around when Phil Longo showed up, giving him an opportunity in the Duke game. So he had 2 rushing touchdowns on 3 carries and a victory over the Blue Devils in 22. So he held onto the starting role for the remainder of the season, finishing with 558 rushing yards, second on the team behind Drake May.
Oh,
9 touchdowns as the Tar Heels advanced to the ACC championship game. And then when it came down to like trying to change the narrative,
shout out Drake May.
He realized when it came down to mental health, like you can't sometimes like just recognizing it isn't enough. Like you not, and even then,
that's why I'm trying to sign up, but somebody won't let me.
I done told you, ain't nobody out here getting healed, and I'm not getting healed.
It's like a poker. Like I'm trying to go to the Poke Center to get healed. He won't let me.
I said what say it. So he goes on to say, we really need to make real change to where this is going to be integrated into the everyday athlete experience, where mental health is going to be as immersed in our culture as physical health is, and we're going to put the same amount of time and development into both, which I 100% stand behind.
CC, senor. I'm with it. I am with it, bro. Take care of your mentals. Take care of your